Hope you're well. It's Miss Miller here. I'm here to read you the second part of chapter 2 of Peter Rabbit. Back in the burrow, each bunny hangs their jacket on the hook on the wall, all except Peter. They look at him with sad eyes. Sorry, Peter, I'll make you a new one, offers Mopsy. If you'd let me go in the garden with you, it never would have happened. Why don't you ever just let me go with you? Demands Cottontail, just like she always does. You remember what happened to Dad, right? Said Peter. But you go all the time, says Cottontail, crossing her paws. But Peter won't change his mind, just like the big, overprotective brother that he is. Anyway, it's just a jacket. Dad's still here. Peter puts a hand on his heart. The burrow becomes very quiet for a moment. Now, who wants to play ball in the house, says Peter, tossing the ball towards his sisters. It's nice to have fun after a terrible and frightening encounter with Mr. McGregor. The lack of parental supervision that comes from having your parents being put in a pie has certain advantages. They all play happily for a while, but, as is always the way with these things, someone ends up getting hurt. And this time it's Flopsy, who gets a bump on the head thanks to Mopsy. Mopsy leans her forehead against Flopsy's, and they stay like that for a moment. It's their rabbit way of apologising. Peter nods to Cottontail, who races from the burrow to find something for Flopsy's sore head. Outside, Cottontail runs up to Jeremy Fisher, who is sitting on his cold lily pad. It's exactly what she needs. And with one tug, she yanks it out from underneath, just like a magician's tablecloth. Hey, cried Jeremy Fisher as he splashes into the water. Sorry, medical emergency, calls Cottontail by way of explanation. She bursts back into the burrow and hands the lily pad to Mopsy, who then puts it on Flopsy's bruise. How's that? Asks Mopsy, hoping the cool, soft lily pad will do the trick. I'm fine. I think I'm just hungry, said Flopsy. Peter knows he must look after her. He is the big brother after all. Peter needs to find food for his family. Peter slips out from the burrow. He heads towards the blackberry bush, that those sad, shrivelled berries the girls abandoned earlier that day. A flash of blue catches his eyes. It's his jacket, his dad's jacket, and it's in old Mr. McGregor's garden. Not only that, Mr. McGregor has turned it into a scarecrow. Peter only needs 1 second to think about what to do next. He needs to get that jacket back right away. Peter sprints to the garden. The gate is open. It seems strange that Mr. McGregor would leave the gate open, but Peter does not question it too much. After all, going through the open gate is easier than scrambling underneath it. Peter runs into the garden, grabs the jacket, puts it on, and heads back out. Bang! A sieve falls on top of Peter. Got you, Rabbit. I knew you'd come, says Mr. McGregor, pleased with the trap he had set. Mr. McGregor knew that Peter would not be able to resist coming through the open gate for his jacket. Mr. McGregor and Peter are face to face. Peter has never been so scared. No one to protect you now. I've got a hankering for a pie tonight, growls Mr. McGregor. Peter cannot see any way out. He cannot believe that this is the end. Peter and Mr. McGregor continue to stare at each other. Just when all hope seems lost, the strangest thing happens. Mr. McGregor's eyes go very, very wide, and with an almighty thud, he crashes to the ground. Peter's own eyes grow very, very wide. He looks down at the old man. What's just happened? Peter stares at old Mr. McGregor's face. It seems different somehow. Almost like he's dead. Slowly, Peter reaches out from under the sieve and gives Mr. McGregor a poke. Yep, dead. Peter looks all around the garden. He cannot quite believe what's just happened. Could our hero, Peter Rabbit, have just had another very lucky escape? We'll have to find out tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed the chapter today. See you soon. Thank you.